How's it going again, guys? Well, this is the project we're working on here today. Well, tonight anyways. It's dark outside as usual out here in the shop. Went and picked up this stump grinder. This is a rayco ARG55. It's got a little Kubota gas engine. We got to get some work done on this here. The main thing is the bearings here on the front side are plumb shot. I've ordered the bearings. As you can see inside there, there's nothing left in there. So I got all these pieces here coming. I got new bearings, new sleeves. I got every bit of that coming. We're going to put new bolts. We're going to put all new bolts in here because it's missing quite a few bolts. And another thing I was looking at down inside here, there's all kinds of clutch matter and debris down inside there where the clutch is. So I don't know if they're aware of that or not, but we got to get that stuff there done. And I don't want to call him about the exhaust. The exhaust it's about to fall off, and there's a lot of play. As you can see here, there is an absolute lot of play down inside that. Well, you probably can't see it, but them cylinders, you can see here, see how much I'm moving it back and forth. It should not have that much play in it. So we're going to address that as well to see, I'm going to see what they want me to do. This is the only stump grinder they got, so it's kind of hard to just pull it all apart and fix every little individual thing. So, but the main thing they want to get done is they want to get the bearings off. So we're going to pull, like I said, pull this cover off and pull the pulley off on the bottom there, get everything off, and then hopefully the bearings will be in hopefully tomorrow. I called them last week sometime and I was like, hey, we're calling to order the bearings like on a Tuesday or Wednesday maybe. And I asked him that, I called him today and I was like, hey man, where's my parts at? I need these parts. I need these parts. And he said, oh, the holidays has come up, and he said they kind of got behind. So he said they should be here first thing in the morning, no later than Friday. So we'll see how that goes. But it's got, like I said, it's got a little Kubota, just a Kubota 4-cylinder gas engine. And I'm sure they put this little thing through the ringer as far as grinding big stumps or small stumps. I don't know why it has 3 wheels on this side and 2 wheels on this side and 1 wheel on that side. I ain't figured it out just quite yet, but I'm gonna get everything set up, get the tools off the truck, and y'all can stop hearing me blabber on about all the stuff here, and then we'll get this thing here tore apart. Like I said, half the bolts are missing, so whenever I get it all put back together, I'm gonna go ahead and put all brand new bolts in there, and just so they don't have the problem that they've had before. Like this boat here, somebody put it in, they put it in backwards. I don't know why, but down here on the bottom down here, you can see where the bolts fell out of it, and the thing fell and hit the pulley. I've never had this off before, and I ain't had to work on this one, so I'm just I'm kind of hoping that nothing down inside here is majorly bad, because if it is, then it might be another 2 or 3 days, week time I get it all completely done. I don't even know what the belt or anything looks like. Get these bolts here out. This one right here is already loose. It ain't even. I was kind of worried about that there for a second. Yeah, it don't look too terribly bad. I do see some pieces. There's a pretty good fair amount of belt pieces in there, but I don't think it's too terribly bad. that cover there, I think there's right around, well, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this piece here, it ain't even, there's supposed to be a boat, in there that holds that, and it ain't even got nothing on that. Need to check the oil in that clutch, because that clutch housing up inside there, it's leaking pretty damn good. This belt here, I should be able to just pop that thing right off there, and I won't have to worry about readjusting. Hopefully I won't have to worry about readjusting the belt at all. Should be able to just, because you adjust it from the inside there. But we might have to, let me just pull this top piece here off real quick. But this in here is how you adjust it. Up inside here, you just unloosen that right there, and that's, but that belt, I'm gonna tell them they probably gonna wind up getting a new belt eventually, because that one there is definitely shot. And that gearbox right there, they don't tell them what that thing there costs if you had to rebuild that. Even if they'll even let you rebuild it, they might not. I know sometimes these guys, they got patents on some of this stuff, and they got it to where you can't even buy the stuff like CMI, the CMI mowers. They're basically like the same way. Like on some of their gearboxes and some of their final drives, you have to go through them to get a final drive. To get a final drive for a CMI, like a CMI 250 or CMI 450. I know we've tried in the past to get one, and it never seems to really pan out. Somebody's adjusted this belt here in the past, and I don't know, I mean that belt's showing some serious wear in there. But I've worked with these here before. These here is really not that bad to deal with. You just put another size in here, and it pushes it out of there. So it's really, that little piece there is really not that bad. But we will have to, we might get by, dust falling out there. We might get by, unless that's welded, but we might get by with just taking this bolt out and taking this bolt out, and that way we can, when we pull this pulley off, and I might have enough room in there to where I don't have to pull this off, because usually you got to pull this off and you got to pull this one off and this one here just to get it there. But if you can look at this right here, you can tell to where the bearings, and I think that's really what ate the belt up, a lot of it. But you can see here, if you see how this pulley, you can see how this pulley is running, or you can see on the pulley here how it's rubbing the outside really bad. I'm surprised it didn't push this ring here off. But what it's doing is where the bearings got it cocked, it's definitely got this piece here, it's pushing it up out of the way there. So let me go ahead and get this here loosened up, and we'll go ahead and get the belt taken off there. I'll pop this off, and I'll put a nut in here, and I'll push this pulley back, and we'll see about getting the belt off and see about getting this piece here off. Alright, so I took both of these bolts here on the inside out just because this one's into the cover, but also we got to pull this plate here off anyways. So I took that one there off, and then on the back side here, you got 2 1 1/8 bolts. And what you do is you just take them there off, and when you take them, you take one of them off because it's like just kind of like a stopper, and you just pull this here up, and that makes it to where you can easily get the belt off here and let it slide back down. And just like that there, but it's still, even though you still got it like that there, it still makes it, it's still gonna make it a pretty good pain to still get the belt off. You just work with it a little bit, and it'll come right off of there. It's got another bolt on the inside there if you need to move it. If you need to move it anymore, but I should have it. Pretty good to where we got it there. That clutch up there, as you can see, probably gonna have to wind up taking this here off because it's not gonna give me enough room unless I take this. If I take this here all the way off, pull that off there, it'd probably give me enough room. So that's what I might have to wind up doing. No, I'm gonna go slide it this way. That might give me enough there now. So I didn't think I had to do it no other way, but you can see there, that's really just tore the belt up pretty good on that end there. We'll set that up there on the muffler. And got these two down here on the bottom. Get off. Hopefully I can get my socket in there. Might have to get, there we go. My goal tonight is just trying to really get I just really want to get it tore apart just to make sure there's nothing else that I got to order. Kind of really the one thing I do like about the way this one here is set up is it's on the big stump grinders, you don't have this nut at the end of the shaft, so you really got to get this here and this down here within line, and if you don't, it'll push the ring off on the side of it. So look at this right here. When you got this here and that there, this one here, you can move this one out a little bit, but the bottom, there's really not much you can do on the bottom side. Okay, so this has got a double nut on this one. I'm not going to get that one out just yet. It's like a 15/16. I'm gonna go get some more tools and we're gonna take that little piece of there off. All right, so we got all these bolts here up now. And like I said, I'm gonna try to get by with just with leaving this on here. So we're gonna try to pop this here off. And these here seem to be 8mm. And pretty damn loose there. I have some of them in my truck. I honestly think I do. And what you do is you take that there and you put it, you squeeze that right back in here just like this, and you put it on the tighten side. You see how that pushes that off there? And then just take this hair right back off. But what you gotta be careful is I know in the past when I worked on, like I said, the big CMI stump grinder, it messes these up, and they're regular Allen heads, usually what they are. And hopefully we can, get that. Let me get a little chisel, and I'll put a little chisel in there, and I should be able to pop that right back off. I guess if you really wanted to use a screwdriver, you could, but it don't take much. And there is a keyway in there, but be very careful because I have these in the past. These in the past, if you spread them out too far, I have snapped them clean off. So when you do it, make sure that you barely do this right here. This right here, I really don't. Somebody's done some beating on this before, and I can't swear that somebody ain't already put bearings in this thing before. I'll find out and see, just to make sure that, yeah, somebody's definitely done some beating on that. And it could have been very well somebody didn't know how to take these apart. I don't really know. But so we got this little piece here out. This here's the pulley that goes on there. And then on this side here, where it goes in the shaft, this one had 3 washers, and on the other side it had 2 washers, and I'm going to shim it back to the right spot. So I've already taken those 1 nuts there off. So this right here, I didn't really have to take these 2 out if I didn't really have to, but I went ahead and take them out just to kind of give me some free play, and it makes it to where I get to these bolts on the inside a hell of a lot easier. And I'm pretty sure I had here it is over here, because it about knocked me in the damn head a minute ago. I was right there wrenching, and my damn tools, they all fell down. And like I said, they got 1 nut on one side, and just kind of like a jam nut. So we're gonna go ahead and take these here off. I'll show you what I'm talking about in here real quick. See if I can find my light here. Got my light here, as you can see there. It's just 1 nut's there, and these bolts here are kind of stripped, so I can already see that somebody has probably tried to put bearings in this before. So yeah, like I said, it's just 2 bolts there, and there were 2 bolts there, which I done took them there off. And basically, like I said, I see some little Allen heads in there, and them are just the shim pieces to kind of keep it back and forth to where it needs to go. That one there, that one there, like I said, we'll once we get it pulled apart, we'll set the wheel down and try to get them. I know I'm gonna have to probably either cut the bearing. This will probably come right off. This will probably come off, but the race, I probably have to cut the race off and then clean the shaft up and slide it back on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all these bolts here out, and once I get them out, we'll set the wheel down on the ground. And when you go to take this apart, it's gonna flex. Like as soon as I just took it off, I just felt the whole thing like flex. And that's one thing you gotta make sure when you go back to put it together, that everything on this is gonna be as trued up as you can get it. And don't think that the bolts or whatever, they're gonna, you know what I'm saying, they're not gonna, or it's not gonna be, it's not going to fit, because trust me, it will. It's just that thing is so tweaked. we'll just might have to take it out a little bit more. Might go a good one out here. All the places I could set it down in, I just set it down in one spot there. Now don't let this little wheel fool you, because this son of a bitch is heavy. Very heavy. So the bearing on this side here, it's there's a grease right there. So yeah, as you can see there, it's pretty wore out. So plus it's got all kinds of wire and different shit like that. It's all wrapped up in there. This side over here, it's just going to come out in pieces. This side here will be the one I probably have to cut. Probably have to cut the race. I'll probably have to cut or beat that one there off, I'd say, more than likely. But this one here, you should be able to, yeah, it should come off there pretty. Might have to get my grinder and clean the shaft off, but it should come on off there. Get my little hammer. Oh, I should have probably cleaned the shaft off with a wire wheel. Just dirty. Because not today. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Almost. There it goes. I ordered these brand new sleeves. These little sleeves here, I ordered them new as well. But you can see here all the, just a bunch of wire, and there's the grease seal there, so the grease seal there is plumb gone. Let's set them over there. Got this little collar piece here. If I ain't mistaken, these should be an Allen head on there. Yeah, they spun these. Hopefully I can take and get these here. I hope he sent me some new one of these right here. I know it don't look too nice. It's a damn pencil. I was hoping I could get it to slide out of there real quick. Get my knife here. See what we got here. Because these here's what kind of holds that. Yeah, there ain't even nothing in there. This is supposed to be. Yeah, see, there's supposed to be screws in this. And there ain't even a single screw. There ain't even a single screw there. You can see there's supposed to be a screw there and a screw there. That's supposed to get on that wheel right there, and that's what's supposed to hold that collar from sliding back and forth. I bet you the other side's just as bad. Yeah, we'll clean this here all up real good. I don't have to worry about that. This side here, I'll show you guys real quick. As you can see here, there's nothing left on this one. And this piece here that was a piece that I pulled off mango. I'll probably have to wind up cutting that off. I'll probably have to wind up getting all the little bearing pieces there out, pulling this whole bearing piece off, and I'll probably have to wind up taking a little grinder, or probably might take my little air grinder or my battery grinder and just putting a little bitty nick in it and then taking a punch and just popping it, and it should pop right off. So, but you can see here as well. I don't know if y'all can see me here. I'm gonna try to position this here as best I can. I'll take the bolts here out. I don't know what they're hanging just on mud. Got two shims here. When it comes to doing these bearings and shit, I like to buy everything new, so I ain't gotta worry about nothing. These here are just full of, it's just full of dirt, is all that is. Got that there going. Clean that there off, and then I was hoping to get them right there out of there, but they might not come out of there unless I turn the wheel. Might have to turn the wheel off and dig them. Sometimes you gotta dig them out. Take like a little screwdriver or something. Cause I bet you they got that so hot that it's seized on that thing right there. And like I said, I'll have to really clean that. There's a bunch of them right there. So they're coming out. I think they're coming out. Honestly, I think they're coming out on the back side. Yeah, there goes another one there. So I'll just keep working it. I'll show you here. I'll just keep working it back and forth here, and they'll eventually just fall right out of there. There goes another one. There goes another one. There goes another one there. They're eventually, like I said, they'll eventually work their way out. There was another one there, but we'll have to make sure every one of them, they all don't come out. You won't get it all. There goes some more there, some more there. I'm about to get them all out. There goes, well, should say what's left of them. I'll just keep working it. Always be careful, because these damn parts, they get sharp, and they will cut the hell out of you. There's another one. And like I said, just once you get all the bearings out of it, it will come off. Just right now, it's just hanging on a little piece in the back. It's just pieces of that bearing on the back side there. It's got like a little piece on there, and that's what it's holding on. But like I said, just keep working it. It'll come on off there. Hopefully we ain't got to torch it out tonight. Hopefully we can get by with just getting it off. But it's got all kinds of metal and little seal pieces and all the little pieces that holds the bearing on. They're all just sitting back here. Maybe I can knock it off. Usually they'll pop right off there, usually. Tonight it's gonna make me, maybe it's not gone far enough maybe to really. So let me grab my torch this little piece off on this collar back here, cut the little piece out of the bearing back here, and it should come the rest of the way off there. It should have done come on. It's just hanging on that race piece back in the back here. I don't think my big crowbar's here. Let me get my big crowbar and I'll pop it off real quick. Alrighty guys, well, I went ahead and got the bearing and the race off here. Got that there off. There's a couple of pieces. All I had to do was just cut that little, there's like a retainer piece in there that holds the all the bearings together. So that's really whatever I went ahead and got that there done. I'm gonna have to take it tomorrow. I'll clean this shaft out real good. and smooth it down, and you won't have all them, there's a few little nicks and stuff there. I can definitely tell somebody's replaced the bearings in this once before. So I'll definitely get all that there. Hopefully tomorrow the parts come in. But this side here, it come off pretty easy. I can see, like I said, you can see on here where somebody has sanded that down. And this side here, I'm gonna do the same exact thing on that one. Smooth them down. I don't see no pitting or no marks in the shaft itself, so that's a good sign. But yeah, we'll wait for the bearings to come in, and once the bearings gets in here, we'll go ahead and slap this thing all back together. Alrighty guys, how's it going? Like I said, parts came in this morning for this, for a little stump grinder here. Here's all the parts. Here's the Timken bearings. That'll be the number right there if you can see it. But yeah, like I said, so we got the bearings here. And they come with these longer grease fittings. Actually, they come with the grease fittings in every one of them. And they come with this little lock on here as well. So we're going to take and make sure these Allen heads are all the way out. And let's see if y'all can see it here, a little bit better view. There's the Timken number there. I'm sure that I probably could have got these bearings from Timken. They might have been a little bit cheaper. I'm not going to say that they didn't, but the other ones, they didn't have no numbers on there. And by the time I took them off, went down there to see if they did have them, and then if they didn't have them, then I've been kind of screwed. So sometimes it's better off just because I didn't have the stump grinder anyways. So it was just better for me just to call down there and say, hey, this is what I got. These are the bearings I needed. I'm sure they upcharged them. More than likely they did. And also these here, the screws are already missing. So got that there done. It also comes with this little brass. Already come with this little brass collar right here. And he said I might need this or I might not need it, but that brass collar, it goes right on that side there just like that. So we'll put that like that. Alright guys, well, sorry I didn't get to show y'all me putting them putting these bearings up in there. Like I said, all you do is what I like to do is I just kind of set the head down, and I kind of get it kind of centered up to where it needs to really be at. But I've already took my measurements from before. Nothing to you. It's got a bunch of places you can get this thing off. See, like right here, how this here has a gap there, and then see over here how it's flush on this side. So what I like to do is I like to kind of get mine flush with this. Flush it up right here on this one, and flush it up right here on this one. And then you also got to look down through here as well and make sure that the back is, the same thing. You're going to do some measurements on here too. You're going to have to wind up getting a measurement from this side of the wheel, back here in the back, and get a measurement from this side of the wheel. Let me get here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So back here on this wheel back here, what you got to do is you want to make sure that you get the right amount of measurements in between here. You want to make sure this is good and this is good right here. You want to try to get everything as close and as true as you can, because if you don't, then when you put your belt on there, your belt's not going to, it's not going to be true on there, and it'll start rubbing on one side or the other. So we're going to make sure that we get this exactly how it needs to be, because you can see right there when that wheel comes around to there. I think the sun's in your eyes. When the wheel comes around to right there, let me see here. Get my light here. When the wheel comes around, you can kind of see there how it's kind of at an angle. It's high at the front and moved to the back. We're gonna have to move every bit of that to get it exactly where it lined up before. So there's a bunch of places, like I said, you need to measure. You need to measure up here, because down here it's probably gonna be flexed a little bit from getting into the stumps. But up here, from about right up in here to here, you want to try to get your measurements to try to make sure they're good there, and make sure they're good here and good here. Try to get this as true as you can get it, so when you do put your belt and everything back on there, everything's going to be trued back up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to get this leveled up where it needs to be at, and get it moved around, get it nice and true, and so we can start getting this, get the belts on there. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and we got all them there tight. We're going to go ahead now. We're going to get the pulley stuff set up on there. what you do is you just put your wheel back on there, just like that there. Get some of the stuff here squared away. Let me get, let's see. Oh. If I can get this thing to cooperate. Okay, there we go. So you kind of get that up in there where you need it to go, and then you just get your other piece here with your keyway. Probably should have cleaned that off a little bit, but this should be just fine. And find out here where your keyway goes. If your keyway falls out, that's okay. It will go back in there. Get it cleaned off here. Just find my hammer here. Oh, don't bake much just to get it. It's pretty close. It'll go on in there. Let me get. Right there we go. Just like that there, that's all you gotta do. Get these here. Make sure you get them in the right slots. There we go, just like that there. What you want to do here is don't tighten this down all the way just yet, because what we got to make sure is, because I know this goes on in some. Okay, so I know it goes on in. Let's see here, go ahead. This when this goes in there. I think this one here might have to come out a little bit. I'm trying to think here. Let me get my, oh, I know what I gotta do. I got it in too far. Exactly what my problem is. Exactly what my problem is. Exactly, that's what I was getting ready to say. So, got it in too far. What you want to do here is, let's get these here. Just get them snugged up just like that there. And just remember, like before, I've got these here. I want to run these. I want to run these down in here. Find my 3/4. I want to run these down in there. See about exactly where it's going, so we can gauge the gap that we had before. So right there, about where it's at right now, is pretty damn close to where it needs to go, and that'll give us our pretty much our gauge as far as when this pulls back out, so we know that this is this is where this needs to go at. So make sure here I got these snugged up where it needs to be at. And this is also another time to double check your clearances here too. This thing here might be a little bit bent, but just kind of give it an ideal. From inside to outside is 1 inch. From inside to outside is right about 1 inch. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're doing it, because like I said, you don't want it to be pulling too much one way or the other, because like I said, it will pull. It'll pop this ring off just like that. So before we put and tighten all this here down, we want to go ahead and get the belt on there now, and so we don't have to worry about nothing there on that. Took that pulley off there because I don't want to risk tearing this damn belt up no more than it already is. So sometimes it looks way worse than really what it is, but it'll be just fine. This. This needs to be this side, or was it this side? Yeah. Okay, so we need to get this thing here should come right on up. I was getting ready to say, damn, I think it should come way farther than that. Hey, you don't go on that way. You go on this way. Oh. Sometimes things make something so difficult. Okay. Maybe now. That is the one thing that I do like about this dead blow hammer. You can always put stuff on there pretty good. Take stuff off. As long as I get it kind of tight there, we'll should be able to suck it on up there. I can't believe it didn't have a washer on it though. That's the thing, kind of. Me about it is one more good time here. There we go. We won't need that hinge and a half no more. And I'm not really going to get these. I'm going to get these tight, but I'm not going to get them like super duper tight. I just want to get them. I just want to get it tight enough to where it makes this pulley here run smooth. Because it don't matter. We're going to have to wind up adjusting it anyways. So it'll have to be adjusted. It'll have to be adjusted down pretty good. I'm just trying to see about how okay. Now as you can see here, the belt automatically ran to the inside. So that automatically lets me know that the all like lets me know if this pulley It's going to have to go in some. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Just enough there. And like I said, just that belt, like I said, that belt is in bad shape. So now if it's running inside like that, we run it back this way inside. Still running it right there, so that's about even right there. I just want to get it walked over to the middle. And see if it's walking. Okay, so now we got it back into the middle here. We're going to see how. Okay. It's every time I try to do that, it's walking. So what that means, so what that's telling me is, if it's walking one way or the other, that means that this here is going to have to be shimmed out. It's going to have to be shimmed out a little bit. We shim it, not shim it out. We need to pull this out some, and we pull this here out some. It's going to bring this up, and when it brings that there up, it's going to make it to where this belt will walk back that way. It's out of trueness. Sorry, let me get y'all back over here. It is the way it is right now. It's not exactly true with that pulley. That's what I'm saying. The way they ground these things, these some bitches, they'll get out of whack. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to loosen these here back up, and we're going to try to get just a little bit of movement, a little bit of pull out of this. Try to bring this one out a little bit, and then we bring this one out a little bit. That should make it to where we can get the belt running back over to where it really needs to be at. So let me get all these bolts back taken off here, and we'll try it out. Alright guys, well, I got the belt put back on here. It took a little bit longer than what I really wanted to, as far as getting it lined up like it really needed to be. It looks like it's super close here, in which it is kind of close on this side, but it's not pushing on it, so it should be good there. And it's actually rubbing exactly where the old belt, where before it was actually rubbing right there in the same exact spot there, and it's rubbing the same exact spot there. So as you spin it around here, like I said, it looks like it's really, it looks like it's rubbing it, but it's really not. As you can see, it's in the same exact spot that it was before, so we're going to leave it right there. I tried to get it to come over a little bit more, but where this pulley is so grooved, it don't matter what I do, it's always going to put it back in the same exact spot that it's been wore out in. I went ahead and got this tight as well, got that done. All I got to do now is just put the cover and stuff on there, and I'll start it real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Key. I'll go ahead and I'll grease it up pretty good. And like I said, it's kind of close there and it's kind of close there, but it's running. You can exactly the same spot that it was. And the belt tries to walk over that way a little bit, but just the way that pulley's grooved, it ain't gonna let it. So we still got to put a couple covers and stuff on there, and you can hear that clutch. You can definitely hear that clutch. So and plus that belt there, I'm gonna tell them that belt is it's pretty much, it's basically just about shot. So I'll get a picture of that belt and I'll let them know, and then again, that could be something else too. This belt could just be wore so bad that it won't let it go any other direction. See, it's got some stuff on there. I need to wire wheel that there off real good. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure these are still good and tight. Didn't undo that bolt there. I got to put the jam nuts back on them because I had to move those as well, because that head is so tweaked. And I'm gonna definitely let them know that you need to make sure that you don't get no more wire wrapped up in there. Because like the guy told me, he said, I don't give a damn. He said, if your bearings ain't got 20 hours on them, he said, you get that wire wrapped up in there. He said, it'll get that grease seal knocked out. There won't be no more bearings. It'll wipe them right out every time. As soon as you get in any kind of dirt or mud, it's going to suck that mud right in there, and your bearings are going to be gone. So I'm going to go ahead and torque these here back down real quick. We'll start putting the cover back on there, and we'll get this job wrapped up. Okay, guys. Well, I'm trying to finish this up here. And trying to get this job here done. Just want to get this back to them tomorrow. Like I said, some of these didn't even have no bolts in them, so that's what I'm trying to get as many in there as I can. Like I said, more than likely a lot of them, they probably just rattled out. But when I do a job, I'd like to do it the right way, so. Hopefully we can get this. Hey. There we go. I gotta hold it. I'm trying to get this down in here without having to take that cover off here, but I don't know. Got it now. Once I can get this one more over here on this side here, I'll be doing pretty good. I think I can get it. There it goes. A little bit longer than what I really wanted to, but it's only brand new bolts that I had. Get them all put down in here, and then that should be everything on this job. There's one missing right here, but that hole is tapped, and the threads are plumb gone, and I'm not going to re-tap it. Like I said, they wouldn't have cared if I put the bolts in there anyways. Like I said, they probably wouldn't have cared if I would have put the bolts in there, but I got to throw some grease in these bearings here, and like I said, this job here should be completely done. Last night when I cut that one bearing off here, like I said, y'all can see here how it was pretty much shot, and this in here same way. Is, you know, just if you got to work on one of these right here, or if you know, you got a company that you know do work on, you know, highly preach to them that, hey, if you get wire in this wheel here, you need to cut it out of there. I don't give a damn if it's a big stump grinder or a little stump grinder, it doesn't matter. Always make sure that they get the wire cut out of that wheel. And like I said, I like putting a new belt on there. I'll give it about a couple weeks, something like that there, because I got to do a bunch of more work for them as well. But just remember that there's Allen heads on here, and just make sure that you know, you keep them tight and you tell somebody else to keep them tight. So I know that the clutch, like I was telling y'all before, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but there's all kinds of clutch matter in there. I mean, it's pretty bad shape. So I'm gonna you know, kind of let them know what's going on. I'm gonna tell them, say, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell them, say, hey, this, you know, the clutch is going bad on this here. You ain't got much time left on it. And get y'all set up here. I'm just gonna tell them you ain't got much time left on there. But my grease gun's over there. I had to get a new end for that thing, so I got to put that on there. And I'm just going to, you know, double check, triple check. I like to check everything over just to make sure everything's good to go. Because with this piece of equipment here, if the wheel come off or something was to happen like that there and somebody was to get seriously hurt, it could fall back on me. So, you know, anybody out there that's working on this stuff, you know, as far as like me, you know, independent, you know, just an independent mechanic, because that's pretty much what I am. I work for myself. It's my own business. But even though if you got good insurance, stuff like that there, when you work on this kind of stuff here, just always, like I said, double check, and triple check to make sure everything's good and tight. Make sure everything that you did. That's why I went ahead and put extra bolts in here. And I always, you know, every time that I write an estimate or write my bills up, and just say if there's something wrong with this belt, I always tell them, say the belt's, you know, this or that. And as far as these, and as far as this pin in here, real quick. I'm gonna try to see if y'all can see it in there. I don't know if y'all can see it or not in there, but that pin, there's a pin in there that's wore out. I'm gonna tell you about that pin as well. But yeah, other than that there, the chipper that I just put a clutch in for them is working good. I got some brakes I got to do on the truck. I got a Bandit chipper if somebody's having problems with a Bandit auto feed. I got a video that's coming out that I worked on one of them, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to kind of diagnose this. It's a 2021. I would have never thought that, you know, this problem would have occurred, but there's the wiring harness comes up there behind the fuse box there. There's a fuse in there, and what happened with that fuse is I guess just there's so much in there, the wires just wiggling back and forth in there, and then fuse panels keeps going back and forth, that it wind up taking, and the vibration wound up messing it up. It's the first one I've ever seen, so I don't know if somebody was in there messing with it or what, but definitely going to take and get a video up on that, just to kind of troubleshoot y'all and show y'all what's going on. I'm definitely going to let the head down. I noticed that there is oil leaking out of here, so I'm definitely going to go ahead and make sure that everything on this thing's ready to go, because I'm telling you now, as soon as this thing gets back, they are behind on stumps, and this image will be through the ringers. I mean, they'll probably be every single day, non-damn stop. So, enough of me talking. Like I said, if y'all like watching my videos, keep sending stuff here. You know, remember to like and subscribe. And thanks again, guys.